What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. It's halftime, and I'm still watching highlights. Anyway, how the bad boy slash thug is a failure. Simple. You know, people talk about, and I've talked about this, a lot of people talk about this. People like the bad boy over the quote unquote, I guess lame, but I'm going to put it to you like this: bad boy versus the man. When people say, they want to date a bad boy because they feel protected, that's funny to me. Because if you go out with a bad boy, who is he protecting you from? Men? No. Or other bad boys because he's taking you into a bad boy environment. So, if you follow a lion into a lion's den and you're a lamb, you put yourself in a bad situation. Furthermore, they got these, bad boy slash thugs. It's supposed to be protectors, right? If something, most communities, like my community, people have a lot of women procreated with these quote unquote bad boys and thugs, but they aren't protected. You use bad boys, somebody who's just living in a dysfunctional lifestyle. If the police come in the neighborhood, the bad boys are gone. If another gang come in the neighborhood, the bad boys might be gone. So the people that was considered the guys that would be the protectors are usually the numero uno guys abandoning people when another group of men come around. Now these the men that they call the lames, and he's soft, and he don't want to go nowhere where shit's popping off. Those dudes usually have a peaceful life where you know if you fuck with them, it's because you went out of your way to fuck with them. So whatever happens to you, most people are like, hey, you got it coming. They wasn't out here messing with you on purpose. You was messing with them. So some have relationships, wives, girlfriends, and all that. And usually, safety has never been an issue for the vast majority of those women. Safety is not an issue. They feel safe with those guys, you know. But if you put them next to a bad boy, quote unquote, oh, I feel so protected by the bad boy. I'm like, okay, see what happens if the shit go down in here. I guarantee you, his ass ain't gonna be nowhere to be found. And in practical application, that's how this has been working out for years. you know. So that's why I think they're failures. I mean, they fail to protect, and that's what people look at them and say they can do. You know, how could you not? You start all this shit, but you ain't around to finish it. That's the thing. When it comes to child rearing, you know, people don't have these bad boys. They may have babies, kids with them, but the quote unquote corny, lame, you know, just ain't quite feeling him. He too good. He too nice. That's the guy you want to mentor your child or be around and show them what a man is supposed to do. And you want them to be a daddy figure when the bad boys that was supposed to have all these great qualities is nowhere to be found. So, but the same thing goes for uh, income. They get money in these illegal or just fucked up dysfunctional ways. They may be flashier, They may have more nicer clothes, quote unquote, or flashier car. And I don't, what I mean by flashy, I mean colorful, to catch your eye. But over time, and they be like, oh, well, you don't live this certain life. But over time, the guy that bad boy that who has that like flashy thing that everybody gravitates to, you know, other guys look at them as clowns, cause like what the fuck are you trying to draw so much attention to yourself for? But of course, it's for the attention of the ladies and in the quote unquote fame of the moment, I guess. But the problem with that is this: that type of attention gets old as you grow, and then, excuse me, the older these guys get, the more of a clown they look. And that flashy car that was nicer than, everybody else's because it had this colorful paint job and the rims and the big system. Now when you see it just a smooth luxury car flying by or cruising by, that's that quote unquote corny lane. Like, that AMG 63 shit kind of nice. But remember, but you like the paint job on a Camaro with the rims. I mean, nothing. I ain't gonna lie, that 6.1 liter engine is a motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie on that. But when you going against that 6.3 and the luxury of it, it begs to differ. Like, oh, maybe I backed the wrong horse. Another aspect, well, I think this is prevalent. People talk about social skills. Bad boys have better social skills. They can peep out people, read people, know the environment. But they're very limited because it's very limited environments that they can read people in. They have they're not as well rounded for the most part. There's exceptions to every rule with this, but for the most part. So you can't put them in different settings and get somebody to, act like they got some sense. That's why you find yourself um, people getting mad and they go in places they motherfuckers don't never know how to act. Wait. Y'all said these guys were protectors, and y'all said these guys were more fun. Y'all didn't say that they had manners. Y'all like the drama of the moment and all that other bullshit. So they take, you can take what the person out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of the person and whatever. And sometimes that's very true. I mean, even with people who are not bad boys or thugs, they just you from where you from, but you do curve your behavior because it's like I don't need to act like that here. You know what I'm saying? This is the experience I want to have in this setting. This is the experience I want to have in this setting. So you become flexible, pliable a bit. These bad boys are not flexible. They got to be bad everywhere. Got to be bad in church. Got to be bad in the ballroom. Got to be bad at the concert. Got to be bad at the family reunion. That type of shit. Got to be bad at the graduation. It's like, come on, goddamn. Like you gotta, chill out. But that's another reason why I said they failed. Now, as far as being able to handle business, people don't call on bad boys usually to fix life problems. They usually call on the guys that are corny and lame and all that. Who, oh, he went to he read books. He's a nerd. He's a this. He's a that. Everybody's not a nerd or corny. It's just a blanket statement that I hear so many times. So I'm just repeating it so people can understand the context of what I'm talking about. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna say it as I say it like this. This is why the bad boys are failures. And this is why you people who like to gravitate to bad boys are failures too. Because see, you don't blame the bad boys for their behavior. You actually blame the men that have to clean up their messes for their behavior. You know, all these men ain't shit, they cheaters. But you like bad boys. Cheating goes with being a bad boy. I feel protected, when I'm with these bad boys. Why are we not protected? They're not protectors. I don't feel taken care of. I don't feel like I'm a man's prize jewel and his wife to take around. I feel like I'm raising a man. Well, you're in love with a bad boy. Nobody said he was a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Like, seriously. So when it comes to men who do man stuff, men get blamed for all the bad boy behavior. And when you get blamed for all the bad boy behavior, oh shit. When you get blamed for all the bad boy behavior, the bad boys get praised for all the man behavior. You get what I'm saying? Oh, he's such a good man. Whoa, 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 whoa. So a man could be a cheater because a bad boy is a cheater. A man could make you feel unprotected because a bad boy left you unprotected. A man could be blamed for um, um, not knowing how to act in public. People treat us like that off top because bad boy don't know how to act in public. You know what I'm saying? A man could be impotent or not necessarily impotent, but ill-equipped to deal with life because bad boys are ill-equipped to deal with life. A man could be a little boy because you were dating a bad boy, but you flip it around, bad boys are, oh, he could be a good man if he just had the right kind of woman to motivate him. He could be just like them good men who take care of their responsibilities. He could be just as good as those good men who are faithful. He could be just as good as those good men who raise their children to be productive people. He could be just as good as those good men, who run companies. He could be just as good as those good men who's confident in any setting. You see, you offset both instead of just saying this is what bad boys do. These are their strengths and their weaknesses, and this is how it's played out over time. This is what the men do. This is their strengths and their weaknesses. This is what plays out over time. Problem is, most people don't want to admit that bad boys in life are failures. Because my examples are basically telling you that if they were so good and so successful, you wouldn't be running to the men to fix all of the problems that loving the bad boys has brought into your lives. That's just pretty much the gist of it. Peace.